And this is why I didn't make it in drama school. All right. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. All right. All right. So, welcome back to my channel, guys. This is episode 4 of me on my journey to make it as a YouTuber. So, um, and I aptly named this video, just put it like this. So, I'm on the week intervals of releasing content now, right? And so, what I realized is this shit is hard. So, today's video is about, and it's aptly named, making shit that's hard, right? So that's where we're at right now. So welcome back to the channel, episode 4. I aptly named this guy making shit that's hard, because this is where we're at right now. So in this video, I want to cover real quick how to manage expectations, how I'm finding my way, and then how I plan to bring it all to life as a YouTuber coming soon, right? Or I'm a YouTuber now, I guess, right? I guess I YouTube. I don't know. Sounds about right, right? I don't know. And so I'm going to bring all that together. It's 3 parts to this video. Again, how I'm going to manage my expectations, finding the way or finding my way, and basically bringing it all to life, right? And so, real quick about me, my story. So, I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my entire life, since 16 till now. I mean, it goes back probably further than that. And I would have conversations with people about business stuff and advice and things like this. And they would always tell me, man, you should have a YouTube channel. And for whatever reason, the societal pressures, the peer pressure of having a YouTube channel kind of hit me from time to time. And I developed this like love hate relationship for YouTube, right? And then I always liked YouTube. I always used it to learn stuff and to do stuff and to get stuff done. But I never had the idea, or never could imagine me being someone who creates content and does talks to a camera and has a tribe, or a customer base, or a client base, or a fan base, or things like this. So it's just like super new to me. So at one point in my career, I decided I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go all in on the YouTube journey. And so I bought all the books. I bought all the Russell Brunson's books. I bought all the I forgot the guy's name with the True Fans books. I bought the um, YouTube for Dummies. I mean, like literally got it all. And I got to a point where I read so much stuff. Graham Cochran's um, How to Get Paid for What You Know. I read all that stuff, man. And I got to a point where just analysis paralysis. That's what's happened to me. And so, not necessarily was defeated or anything like that. It just had those moments. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. And then with all the stuff I was seeing on YouTube, it was like, man, this is there's so many moving parts you got to know, so much stuff you got to do to get to where you need to go. Anyway, and on the verge of quitting and saying fuck this shit, I found Ali Abdal's videos, and in this video, it was the only video I watched from him at the time, and it changed my mind, it changed my perspective about all of it. And essentially, in this video, he talked about a 3-part framework: a level 1, level 2, and level 3. Right? Level 1 being get going, level 2 being get good enough, and then level 3 being get serious. And each section had like a decision to make. So in the first section, after you made your first 3 videos, you just threw them on the internet, no thumbnails, no nothing, just straight talking to the camera, which is what I did. You have to make a choice. Do you want to make this something that you're serious about, something that you're casual about, or do you want to just quit in general? So I decided I'm gonna get serious. So the next level is now 7 to as many videos as you like, not 7, sorry, 4 to as many videos as you like, preferably 7, so you can round it out to 10, nice round number. But essentially in that phase, you're just getting good at the art of making videos. So you make videos about reviews, you make videos about unboxing, you could shoot a vlog, you could do all kinds of things. And I wasn't interested in none of that stuff from the jump. I'm interested in talking to you. I'm interested in giving information and interested in all that good stuff. Essentially, what we're doing now. So I made that decision, and we're in that phase right now. And then the next phase, after we decide we get good enough, and ultimately how you pass that test, real quick, is when you watch your videos, does it pass the cringe test? And does when other people watch your videos, does it pass the cringe test? Right? And that's just what it goes down to. And then once you start to get some comments and some subscribers and things like this, now it's time to get serious. And then you get smart about the whole thing. You get smart, get serious. So I'm at the stage 2, right? And so I decided to break this video down. So I figured out how to do a little writing over the weekend, and so I'm cheating right now because I'm not even at the writing stage just yet. But follow me real quick. And so I started writing this video, and I realized that making cool shit is hard. Making creative shit is hard. Making terrible shit is hard, right? So it just changed everything. So that leads me to the first set of what we're going to talk about, how I plan on managing my expectations. So this part of this video is called Easier Said Than Done, and I explain why. So I'm going to leave you with a quick little story. So there's a story that Andrew Tate tells that him, his father, his brother are all at like I'm assuming they're teenagers, and are at a recital for their sister. So this other girl goes up on stage and she decides to play the violin. She's doing her thing and she sucks. So Andrew, being Andrew, goes and says to his dad, she sucks. His dad gives him a little shh, and they carry on with life. They finally get home at the end of the night, and Andrew's dad goes into, I'm assuming, his sister's bag or whatever, and pulls out the violin and says, "Here you go, Andrew, play the violin." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "No, go ahead, play it." Right? You just was at this concert saying that this girl sucked, so show me you can do better. And so Andrew grabs the violin and he goes, beep, 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 beep. And he goes, "No, I suck at it." And he goes, "Exactly. So the next time you decide to criticize somebody for shit you can't do, think twice." So I say that to say this. When I started to write this YouTube video, I thought this was going to be the easiest shit ever. I thought, oh, I could be a YouTuber. I could do this. I could do that. I could tell people to be YouTubers all day long. And I tell people all day long, you should be a YouTuber. You should be a YouTuber. Blah, blah, blah. Not knowing that this shit is hard. Okay? And don't get me wrong, I like making hard shit. I like doing hard shit. I pride myself in being someone who tackles hard shit. But this shit's hard. Okay? So my this this shit is hard. Let's put it like that. So I plan on attacking it this way, right? Because I'm going to walk through this door, and I'm going to continue to walk through this door. I'm in it for the long haul. For the next 5 years of my life, I will be on this camera, right? At least. So I have a plan on how to get there. Two different ways. Number one, I'm going to start with a mind state because I like the process of be, do, have. Who do you have to be in order to do, in order to have, right? So who do I have to be someone who makes content on a weekly basis? And who do I have to be uh, to be crazy enough to talk to a camera every week, right? So I'm going to be someone who sucks less. So here's the premise. So let's say imaginary graph here, or imaginary, world here, with this line right here equals the line of success. And I'm down here. And the idea is every single day, we're just going to suck less, suck less, suck less, suck less, suck less, quit being a pervert, suck less, suck less, suck less, suck less, suck less, suck less, until we're a success, 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 right? So that's the mind state I'm going into this with. And then how I plan on bringing that mind state into fruition is to understand that humans are, this is just me in general, but I think we all are like this. Humans are doing learners. Humans are doing learners. So we could read all the books we like. We could watch all the courses, all the programs, all the tapes, all that stuff. That's not going to make a difference. It's all research. It's all for naught until you start to take action. When you start to take action, that's when life punches you in the fucking face and gives you feedback, and now you have to correct, right? So that's the moment that I'm at right now, where I'm correcting, because I sat down to write that video and I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, just respect to the YouTubers out there. Just, man, keep it going. And so that's what I plan on doing. I'll give you another example. My grandmother used to help deliver babies in the village she was from in Belize, Central America. And she went to school for nursing and all that good stuff. But it wasn't until she got into her back into her village and learned the ways of people, the tribe and the people of the town, that she realized that learning is something that you do. It's not something that you read. It's not something that you write. It's not something that you talk about. It's something that you do. And this is how people learn from the beginning of time. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, when you wanted to learn how to do something, you would go to the elders. They would pair you with somebody, if not them, and they would teach you the old-fashioned way to do it, which is the best way to do it, right? There's a story my grandma tells that she was helping deliver a baby, and the baby was born and didn't make any noise. And I think it was another prominent doctor or someone from out of town, a doctor, And he kind of looked at her, and she looked at him, and then she immediately stuck her finger down the baby's throat and cleared his pathway, his airway, and then spanked his butt, and then the baby was alive. Like the baby survived. And if you don't know this, that's why they spank baby's butt, to make sure the airways are clear. So she saved this person's life, and she introduced me to this person later on in life, which was pretty crazy. Um, but the moral of the story is she would have never learned unless she was doing. Okay. And so I plan on doing the same thing, not being a doctor, of course. I plan on doing, and that's what I'm going to learn. And another thing um, about this journey that I've been going on, whew, is that it's extremely hard to focus when technology, screen are all around us. And so I was on YouTube, man, trying to, consume everything that Ali Abdaal has to offer. And man, oh man, does this algorithm do a fucking hell of a job distracting you, right? And distracting me. And so I plan on utilizing an acronym called FOCUS. FOCUS, of course, right? Follow one course until successful. That's what I plan on doing. So that's how I'm going to tackle my expectations, and that's how I'm going to make the idea of doing YouTube easier. I'm going to suck less. I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'm going to focus, right? Now, here's part 2 of this, and that's finding the way, right? So when you start out to do anything new, right? I don't know about you, but I've been a business owner for some time now, and majority of the businesses, if not all the businesses I started, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But there's always a way, and I call it finding my muse. And so in Austin Kleon's book, Still Like an Artist, he goes on to say that everything that needs to be said has already been said, right? So what does it have to do with YouTube, AJ? What are you talking about? What I'm saying is YouTube has millions, if not billions, of videos on the internet already, right? You can go in and you can figure out the anatomy of a YouTube video or the video making process, and then you could copy this from this person, you could copy this from this person, you could copy this from this person, and you can do it all the way down the line until you have a complete picture of what needs to be done, as well as a complete style, a view of what is being done. So then you go in and then you copy. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Wreck-It Ralph Part 2, right? Where he tries to help Princess Penelope, I believe her name is, get her steering wheel back. And so in this journey, he goes and he copies all of these YouTube video styles to gain clicks, views, likes, and ultimately hearts, which equate to dollars in this world that he's in. And so essentially, you're going to be on the same page. You're going to figure out how to film, how to do lighting, how to do audio, how to do editing, how to do writing, how to do thumbnails, hooks, and titles, how to do analytics, when to post, when not to post, how to find your tribe, how to find content that's actually trustworthy or worthy of your community. You're going to learn all this stuff, but you only get there by understanding that it's already all been done for you. You just have to be a curator of all this beautifulness, right? And find people in each category. If not, I know Ali is the guy I said I'm going to follow all his stuff, but he's not teaching full blown editing. He's not teaching a lot of this stuff. So wherever I can't utilize Ali's videos to fill in that need or that, that column, I'm going to find other people, right? And we're going to stay focused. And so just think about it this way. We're all kind of like DJs, right? Just a VC or Calvin Harris or whoever, right? Or Stevie Aoki, Bloody DB Roots. Maybe we're just DJs, right? And we're all just curating amazing stuff, and we're keeping the amazing shit and we're throwing out the terrible shit, right? Not necessarily like that, but we're just finding the stuff that speaks to our souls. So it's not necessarily a right or wrong way to do the YouTube in terms of how to style and how you want to get it done. It's just finding out who speaks to your soul, which entrepreneur, which person on the internet makes a style that you like. This shot right here is a straight and direct homage to Ed Lawrence on the internet, on YouTube. I don't know you, Ed. You don't know me, bro, but thank you so much for this shot. I love how he shoots in the dark room. Now, he's not the only person doing it, but he has on the fucking red shades. He looks like some kind of fucking bad guy, and it looks cool to me. So I watch his videos, and it's not a lot of movement. The guy is just sitting there talking to the camera. Maybe I might get some glasses too. Maybe just maybe, I might sit here and talking to the camera with glasses too. like Ed. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Who knows, right? That's actually I might. You never know. And so in Still Like an Artist, Austin goes on to give a example of Kobe Bryant. So Kobe Bryant, my favorite basketball player of all time. Sorry, Jordan. Jordan's right there too, and Curry. Yeah, you guys are there. Kobe, Lord of the Rings. He quotes Kobe saying that Kobe copies moves from his favorite players, right, and then practices those moves over and over until they're his own, right? So think about that. What I'm doing in YouTube is going to be the same thing that Kobe did in basketball. Now, hopefully, I can win myself 5 championships and a bunch of MVPs and make myself this household name. That'd be awesome. But the idea is simple. Kobe would copy his favorite players, and the best part about that, the magic of all of that, is that when Kobe and he says this, when he copied these players, some of their body types weren't like his. Some of these guys were 7 feet tall. So when he took those moves and emulated with his 6'6", 6'7" frame, they automatically had to change a little bit. So that's the magic of it, is that when I emulate Ed Lawrence's lighting, which is not 100%, I get my own style, right? I'm trying to do Ed Lawrence, but I may not have the money or the equipment, and I've developed my own style. I might be want to do audio like Ali. I might want to write videos like Ali. I might want to have content like Gary Vee or Ty Lopez, right? I might want to speak to your soul like Tony Robbins, right? But as I try to emulate all of those guys and gals, I develop my own styles along the way. And so we all kind of create this hodgepodge of things that develop a new character, which is me. And ultimately, we generate a family tree. So I'll be an extension of that. So I think that's pretty damn cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I mean? And then that's how I'm going to bring it all to life, right? And so bringing it all to life, this is the third part of the video where I'm like, how am I going to do all of this now? So I'm giving myself 1 week to make crash course videos on these processes. And in the next video, I'll break down the processes. Now what, right? So how am I going to bring it to life? How am I going to make it actual? How am I going to make it real? I can tell you how. Thanks to Cal Newport and one of the greatest books I ever read. So good they can't ignore you, right? So in this book, Cal talks about becoming a craftsman. So I plan on becoming an artisan and a craftsman. Someone who just falls in love with the process, who overindulges and obsesses over the process. That's what I plan on doing. And so here, I'm consuming content, I'm consuming styles, I'm consuming how to talk, how to act, the entire shebang on the internet, and I'm falling in love with the small little things, the camera glitches, the not best audio, the okay lighting, the shaky desk. This is also this style right here where you can see stuff on the desk. You can thank Jack McKinnon for that one. He did his thing. No, sorry, not Jack McKinnon. Peter McKinnon. Ali Abdaal had made a reference to this guy, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm taking that. So I looked at what this guy was doing, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is beautiful stuff. He has all this shit on his desk, and I'm the same exact way. I have all this stuff on my desk. So why would I clear my desk to make a video? I'm not. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty cool. So that artistry, that aesthetic, that feel, that vibe, right, is all part of me bringing this artisan, this love to the art of making educational content, right? So that's all great and fine, Danny AJ, but I need to be able to actually do the things you're talking about. So how do you plan on doing that? Are you just going to copy all day long? Oh, well, yes. Yes, I am. Yeah. I'm going to copy. I'm going to fake it till I make it. You are absolutely right. No, I'm teasing. But the mind can't tell the difference. Psychology is it's a hell of a thing. So in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he talks about getting 1% better, right? And so the idea is now I'm going to get 1% better at making these videos, at copying these styles. Now I'm using the word copying over and over and over because I want you to understand something. I'm not ashamed to say copying because I'm not stealing these guys' style. I cannot be Ali Abdaal. I cannot be Ty Lopez. I can't be Peter McKinnon or Ed. I can't be any of these guys. I can only be me, right? And so I can say steal all I want, but the essential to that is I cannot steal these guys' stuff. I can't steal these guys' life experiences. I can't steal these guys, filters, or I can't steal these guys' way of language. I can't steal that, right? I'm only looking at styles. One of my favorite people on the internet who puts out content like crazy is Gary Vee. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be Gary Vee, and I don't plan on being Gary Vee. I plan on being AJ. So that's the cool thing about that. So in James Clear's book, 1% Better, Atomic Habits, he talks about getting 1% better, which at the end of the year will equate to a 37% increase, right? And getting better. And in 3 years, you'll be a complete 100% different animal at the end of 3 years. So that'll line up perfectly with the YouTube schedule for me. And also how I plan on doing that and how I plan on bringing that down. Like, how do we do the 1% every day, AJ? How do you do that? Well, I plan on doing that. Before I give you that, I want to tell you a quote from Peter Drucker where he says, what gets measured gets managed. And then we're going to add another quote in there, or add another kind of like caveat in that. I don't, follow me. You have to measure the right shit. Simple as that. We're not going to measure how many times, we got a coffee craving, or how many times we look at our phone, or any of that shit that does not matter. What we're going to manage, and what we're going to, keep metrics on, are things that actually move the needles. In this book here, give me a second. I can say that this is probably the first time I heard of this concept. In this book here, I don't know if it's Brian Moran or Michael Lennington talking, because I think it's both of these guys. I'm assuming it's Brian, because his name is bigger. They have a concept in this book that's really cool. And the concept is called lead and lag measurements. Now, most of us are used to lag measurements. So we go, I'm going to call 10 people today, right? That's a lag measurement. And so you, at the end of the call, you go click, I called somebody, and then you go boom. But what's a lead measurement? A lead measurement is, I'm going to sit down at my desk today for 5 minutes and open up my phone book and make calls. So the idea of sitting at the desk is the lead magnet, is the lead measurement. So all I have to do in these books is sit down at my desk for 5 minutes a day, every single day, and open my phone book and make a call. Now, how many calls I make in that 5 minutes is on me. See, as opposed to just making a call, I can make as many calls as I can in 5 minutes. And that's the difference. So we're going to set up lead measurements, right? We're going to do it by getting 1% better, by setting up lead measurements, and we're going to track it. And then we're going to audit ourselves at the end. Well, I'm going to audit myself. I can't speak for you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me. I don't know you, right? But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to track my lead measurements 1% better every single day. In it for the long haul for the next 3 years to get 100% plus better. And I'm going to continue to stay on top of this as much as I possibly can, right? And I'm only going to track the measurements that actually move the needle, that actually get me to where I need to go. I mean, that's just what it is. So just to recap, right? And then we're going to go into the next part of this video is how I manage my expectations. We're going to focus. We're going to suck less. We're going to go out there and we're going to actually do and learn by doing, right? Osmosis. Then we're going to find our muse. We're going to find all the different types of styles on the internet and things on the internet that'll serve us as far as lighting, as far as writing, editing, and all that good stuff, right? And then we're going to emulate those processes and we're going to try to make them our own through repetition, right? Then I'm going to track that repetition with a 1% better measurement journal or log. And I'm going to make sure that 1% better is actual things that move the needle. So for instance, this week coming up is the next video, which is going to be, I can tell you real quick. It's going to be titles, hooks, and thumbnails, right? And idea, concept, right? So those 5 things are going to make the first video. They all go hand in hand. Don't worry. I know it sounds confusing, but those are going to be the videos, right? Or the video for the next week. So how do I 1% better all of that stuff? And then how do I get that all to fit in 7 days? Well, you got to ask yourself a question at the end of the day. What am I trying to accomplish with these next 7 videos? Well, I'm trying to accomplish a crash course of just an output. I just need a result. I don't need it to be perfect. I don't need it to be pretty. I need it to be lipstick on a pig at this point because I need something that's better than nothing, right? The saying goes, done is better than perfect, right? So at this moment in the juncture, I'm not worried about being perfect. I'm worried about getting it done because the sooner I get it done, the quicker I build the confidence. The quicker I build that confidence, the quicker I get the repetitions up, and the more likely it is for me to become a professional. That's how we're gonna quantify it, right? So I think that's just like one of the best ways to approach it. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to this whole week coming up. I'm looking forward to providing you with all these cool ass videos and all that good stuff. So it's gonna be fun, man. There's a lot of cool things going on. A lot of cool things going on. So if you like content like this, right, and you think this is cool stuff, I need you to do me a favor because I want you to help me build me on this journey, right? There's a Jay-Z line. No one's built like you. You design yourself. I see, I said. But that's true, but also I'm going to also get help from the community to help design a better channel to help reach and talk to whoever, right? So again, I haven't picked my niche just yet. There's a couple things I could talk about, but we're going to get there in a second. So what I'm going to need you to do for me real quickly first is go ahead and go to my first video. It's going to be on one of these corners real quick. And in that first video, that's just me talking to the camera. I think I'm sitting in my car if I'm not mistaken, just talking to the camera and trying to get past the first video so I can get the jitters and the bugs out. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you to check that video out. I need you to comment on it and tell me what you think. Did I do good? Did I do terrible? Am I a pro? Am I a natural? Am I a genius at this? I don't think so. But I need you to stick it to me regardless and give me your unfiltered truth. Like tell the truth. Be honest. You know what I mean? And I promise you, I will comment back and we will talk about it going forward. And I promise you that my goal with this channel is to become the best version of myself as far as a teacher is concerned. You know, I don't even know how I'm going to teach. I don't know if I'm going to write on paper. I watch a lot of guys do that. I don't know if I'm going to do the whiteboard or the the easel with the flip. I don't know any of that stuff, right? I don't know if I'm going to do graphics on the screen. I don't know any of that. But what I do know is that I'm going to do this, right? So follow me on this journey, man. Let's have some fun. Yeah, I don't know how else to end a YouTube video, but other than I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.